I believe that public education is the great equalizer in our society and one of the most important institutions that we have. The children in the community of Castro Valley deserve the best public education possible. The school board's job is to establish a vision to create and maintain an effective and efficient school district, to ensure accountability, and to provide community leadership. You must not be afraid to be a team player and work together to strengthen the district, because an individual cannot affect change. I hope to continue to serve the students of Castro Valley because I think that they need people like me that care about all children. What I intend to do in the next 4 years is maintain a stable financial picture for Castro Valley so we can continue to offer high-quality education as we have been for many years. So I'm going to say that every single cut has been difficult. We did what we call belt tightening about 4 or 5 years ago, where we evaluated every decision. So the things that we've done this year have been extraordinarily difficult. I deserve your vote on November 6th because I am a champion for public education, and I'm not afraid to, again, make the tough decisions that are required in today's environment to make children successful and make sure that everyone has the opportunity for a quality education, because that's what's going to make the difference in their life and give them the opportunities that they need to be successful. And for our society to be successful, we need strong public education.
I decided to be a candidate for school board because I feel that a board responsible for educating our children needs to have an educator at the table, kids in our schools. And to me, that's what's grim, that we continue to wait for the financial situation to get itself together before we move forward.
I too feel that Castro Valley schools are good, but they're not great. In order to do that, I really want to see more community involvement, more involvement from teachers, to have the board really reach out to get the parents. Why are the boards not attending? That's my question. And what can I do to encourage more participation? Any cut made in classrooms close to children is heartbreaking. They deserve everything we can give them. So whatever cuts are made, they need to be as far away from the classroom as possible. I really feel it's about the community and what they want and what you want. And I feel I'm a representative of the community. What are your issues? I'm hearing a lot lately about the high schools and kids not being able to get classes that they so sorely need to move forward and go to college. There's overcrowding. My question is why?
The whole notion that oftentimes what you test is what's taught, and that has a variety of problems from the arts and music and the sciences, etc. I think our biggest challenge now is stepping outside this notion that because of the crisis, nothing could be done. You know, I've heard this for many years as a teacher. I think it's being able to step outside, work together, and really come up with some innovative, creative solutions to what we currently face.
And I want to be a part of a process that's got to bring the teachers together, have a conversation about what we can do differently to keep our kids engaged. The 21st century is here. Things are going to be a lot different. Common Core is coming. We can't do business as usual. We need to take new approaches. And I hope you'll vote for me so that I can be part of that process.
I think the largest problem facing Castro Valley right now is the priorities set in this economic downturn. How is the community polled? How are the parents polled? What input do we have into what programs are important for our schools right now? We all know we're facing a budget crisis, but how do we choose what things to keep and what's important to us? It seems like we don't have much voice here in Castro Valley, and that's what I think our biggest problem is. We don't get a voice in what's important for us. Cuts are made, programs are slashed, and maybe it's not the priority for the Castro Valley community. I think the next pressing issue for Castro Valley is curriculum innovation. I would like to see, with this change of Common Core standards in 2014, the current tests that we do nationwide are changing. All the curriculum statewide will change. It's an opportunity for us as a district to really do some innovative teaching. I think right now there's not a focus on teaching and learning in our district. And I would like that to be the second focus. After funding, let's get teaching and learning in order.
We need people that are knowledgeable about schools. I'm not saying any of these folks aren't knowledgeable about schools, but the problem set that we need right now in these really difficult times, and we need strong student advocates, and we need people with really, really good problem-solving skills to be able to take those tough issues, listen to our constituents, and find a solution. But I've been listening to some of the folks in the community that say transportation is a big problem right now. That their children are being asked to walk an increased distance if they live within a mile of school. And some of the children walking to Canyon, it's a burden to walk a mile up and downhill on those very busy streets. And so I think as we look at what's the most heartbreaking, any cut that affected the education of our children is heartbreaking. Every single one of them. Class size increases in cuts in the amount of programs that they have. When we started to cut electives out of the high school, heartbreaking. When sports programs are reduced, heartbreaking. Every single cut that affects our children's lives is heartbreaking. What do we bring back first? What does our community want back first? I'm a workaholic. For anybody that's ever worked with me on a campaign for our schools or for our students, they know that I work tirelessly for our kids. I think that's why you should vote for me. I will not rest until we find a solution or make the situation better for our kids. And that's why I want to do this job.
I'm as interested as I was when I was first elected several times ago, that I figure I can contribute to the board and to the district and to all the students in our system, that we make sure that all students have a chance to learn and that they can accomplish what they are here for.
The important part is the training that we will provide our teachers, so they're the ones that are in the classroom, they're the ones that touch the students, and they're the ones that see the progress. We are trying to provide them with all the necessary tools so that they can provide for algebra, which has always been a hard subject for a lot of students, to get into critical thinking rather than memorizing, rather than reading a test and trying to answer it. We want people to be able to think out what is happening and what the answers are and how they arrive at a logical conclusion. I think we have more than one pressing issue here in the district. As I said earlier, education is predicated on finance. If you don't have the money, you don't have quality education. And Sacramento can't get its act together again, and who's suffering but our students here in Castro Valley as across the state. We need to be able to provide the proper funding to provide proper education, proper staffing, because they're the ones that are in direct contact with the student in the classroom, and the classified people are also the assistants to the teachers in the classroom as their aides. So we need to work to be able to provide the proper funding, because we do have quality teachers.
I would love to see class size reduction go back to 20 to 1. Right now we are at 25 to 1. What I really look at is, how do we provide a quality education to all students? We can go on and on and on, because we are a quality district.
What I think the most important experience to be on the school board is to be a good decision maker. That we need to make decisions from a strategic level that affect the policy, the vision, the budgets, the negotiation, expulsions that we handle for the entire district. I believe that the biggest challenge that faces Castro Valley Unified School District is a financial one. We're in a state of, from federal and the state and local communities, of severe financial depression and, well, I shouldn't use depression, fewer financial difficulties. And I think that one of the things that we have to look forward to is continued financial recession, and that's going to impact our school funding.
I've helped sustain the district through very difficult financial times and prosperous times. These current difficult financial times require the experience and understanding that I bring to the board. I'm able to make incredibly difficult decisions. Well, I think personally the most heartbreaking cut has been the increase in class size reduction. The reason I wish to continue to serve is that I have a background in finances. And I think in this time it's especially critical to to understand what's going on financially, especially with the budget cuts and those kind of things. And I think I bring that unique perspective to the board. I have served on the board, and I will continue to make decisions consistent with our mission statement.